Tonight, it's the end of the May season. We find out if the Built Ford Tough Blue Thunder has what it takes to take the championship flag on into the new June season. We're going to find out next.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Monster Truck Attitude YouTube channel. The work week is finally over. It's Friday night, and it's time for MTA Revolution. 16 of the baddest monster trucks here on the MTA YouTube channel are going to let it loose all out tonight and see who's going to walk away with the Revolution Championship flag, taking it on in to the new June season coming up. There you see the man to beat here tonight, the Built Ford Tough Blue Thunder, Sawyer Ramsdale, ready to rock this house one more time inside of the May season. We're going to jump over and take a look at how round one action is going to be shaken down. Shocker set to take on Mental Health, then the Cowboy taking on Destroyer, Titan taking on Gravedigger, and the Junkyard Dog matching up against King Sling. Take a look at the other side of the bracket. Obsessed back in action to take on Black Stallion. Monster Energy going one-on-one with Rammunition. Carolina Crusher will face off against Avenger. And last but not least, Max D is taking on the champion in Blue Thunder. And kicking us off here tonight, Devin Treat returns in the Mental Health. The truck's been running strong all season. He's made it to the final round showdown here on Revolution twice. He would want nothing more than to get a big-time championship win out here tonight. He takes on new kid on the block, Aiden Richard, in the Shocker Chevrolet, now staged over here on the inside lane. One of these drivers is going home. One of them's going to the next round. Green light goes down on the line. Side by side, a good race so far. Up and over no man's land. Our close one, and Treat is over in the shutdown area with Mental Health. Got a little crossed up, going over the last set of cars. Aiden Richards and Shocker, however, was right there with him all the way down to the wire. We're still not sure who got the win here tonight inside of round one. We go back and take a look at your Revolution replay off the line there, side by side, all the way down the straightaway. Both of them get some pretty good air up and over no man's land. They settle it down to the last car stack right there. Devin Treat and Mental Health will just barely edge out Shocker here tonight as he turns the truck over. The crews are going to be down there thrashing in the pits. Hopefully we'll have an update on Mental Health as the night progresses. Unfortunately, Shocker, that's the end of the season. He's on the trailer. Our MTA track crew and officials are down there now. Devin Treat's out of the truck, A-OK, walking around looking at the damage that's been done. Again, we'll have an update in the pit area later tonight to see if that truck's going to be able to come back for round two. It shouldn't be a problem, just a slight little rollover down there. It wasn't a hard crash. Mental Health should be back later. Next up here tonight inside of round one, Jason Cook, the original Cowboy, right here on the MTA YouTube channel, ready to throw down against Joseph Nelson, a longtime MTA veteran, the Destroyer Ford, based out of Michigan over there on the outside lane. One of them trying to get their very first Revolution win out here tonight on the MTA YouTube channel. Ford taking on Chevrolet. Cowboy and Destroyer. Green light drops down now. Cowboy's got a hole shot on him. Destroyer trying to make up the ground now. It's a close one. I think Joseph Nelson came back on him on the end of the cars down there by the finish line as Cowboy makes a little bit of contact with the Shocker machine. Joseph Nelson and Destroyer may have just had to come back in the season. Here's a look at your MTA photo finish. Your winner, Joseph Nelson and Destroyer, with a comeback over the Cowboy here tonight inside of round one. So the Cowboy on the trailer early here tonight. Destroyer moving on. Next up here in round one, the Phenom, Rich Wagner returning in the Gravedigger, now ready to take on Zach George in the last ride of that Titan Chevrolet. It was built in 2020. Tonight's its last ride. He's getting a brand new truck coming into the June season. Titan and Gravedigger are going to throw it down here in round one. Here's the green light now, and down the straightaway they go. The Gravedigger's got a hole shot. Titan trying to come back on it, but it's all the Phenom and Rich Wagner. The Gravedigger pulls out a big-time win here tonight inside of round one, and that was the last ride for that Titan Chevrolet. Again, Zach George's going to be getting a brand new truck coming into the June seasons. What a ride it was. And now next up in round one, the King of Kings returns. Bradley Graham, King Sling, back in action to take on one of the Backyard Beast representatives, Ryan Davis inside of the Junkyard Dog. That wicked-looking 41 wheelies over here on the inside lane. Bradley Graham still looking for his very first Revolution win. Boat truck stage. Here's the green light down the straightaway. They go. The JYD got a whole shot, but King Sling ain't playing around. And He comes back on him, and Bradley Graham will put the screws to JYD here tonight. King Sling will advance on in a round 2 competition. Been a while since Bradley Graham and King Sling got a win. Tonight might be his night. He made it to the finals a couple weeks ago. Next up inside of round 1, the Idaho Wildman, Chris Walker's back and obsessed to take on Joey Andrews, your 2024 Monster Mania 4 champion over there on the outside lane. One of these drivers trying to get a big time win out here. Who's going on in the round 2 competition? Here's the green light now. The battle of the Ford over Brigade. Obsessed has the lead on him, but Stallion's coming back. Walker's in trouble, turning it over, and over goes Andrews in the shutdown area. Both drivers upside down here tonight on MTA Revolution. And these guys, I told you, they're going to be letting it all hang out here tonight. Who's going to be moving on to the June season? And we're still not sure who got that win here tonight in round 1. Off the line they go. If you look at the MTA replay, a slight lead to Chris Walker's and Obsessed on the inside lane. Tries to fly high, a little too much air on the inside lane. Crosses up right there. Over he goes. And Black Stallion will advance over Obsessed here tonight as Walker's turns it over. Watch the outside lane. Andrews puts it up on 2 wheels. He knows he's got to get into the brakes to not hit the wall, and he has no choice but to let the truck just kind of fall over down there. Black Stallion should be A-okay. Chris Walker said Obsessed out here walking around the truck. He's good to go. Unfortunately, some damage done to the machine. It's definitely not how he wanted to end the May season here on Revolution, but nonetheless, he put on a great show for all these fans. Everybody loves seeing him out here rip up the floor, and what a wild ride it was for Obsessed all season long. MTA officials getting him off the car stack down there so they can get him hooked up and get him back into the pit area. Give it up for Chris Walker's and Obsessed, letting it all hang out here tonight, unfortunately on the trailer early after round 1, and Black Stallion will be moving on in a round 2 competition here tonight. And next up to the line is the Iceman, Jeffrey Skipper, Monster Energy, still looking for that big time win out here, representing the Renegades Motorsports race team, now ready to take on a team rival in the Crush This race team. That's 𝐷𝐸𝐺 in the Ram-Munition Dodge over here on the inside lane, the Hemi horsepower out of Champaign, Illinois, ready to throw it down against Monster Energy. Here's the green light now, down the straightaway they go. Ram-Munition with a big time lead. Monster Energy trying to come up with it. Cheech in all kinds of trouble, and Skipper may have passed him over the last set of cars. We're going to go back and take another look at our MTA replay here, ladies and gentlemen. Dan 𝐶HGosh going for a wild ride over here. As you see, they come off the line. Ram-Munition has about a half a truck lead over Monster Energy. Watch now, they fly high up and over no man's land. Ram-Munition settles it back down, gets a little kicked up on the rear tire, and he stretched it out. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Ram-Munition will beat out Monster Energy here tonight after a wild ride from the Dodge camp. Monster Energy put up a good fight, but the Dodge will move on into round 2. Next up to the line, your first ever Revolution champion, Pete Piscadlo out of Waynesboro, North Carolina, in the Carolina Crusher Chevrolet on the outside lane to take on Jimmy Ferguson. He won out here for the second Revolution episode, the 57 Chevy Bel Air out of Columbus, Michigan over here on the inside lane. Here's the green light. The battle of the bow tie continues. Avenger with a whole shot. Crusher's coming back on him now. Avenger in trouble. He turns it over. Going across the finish line is Pete Piscadlo, and Carolina Crusher was right there with him. And folks, I'd be lying if I didn't say this track is probably the closest racing we've seen on Revolution all season long. Let's go back and look at your MTA photo finish. Your winner is Pete Piscadlo and Carolina Crusher. He'll put the Avenger on the trailer. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's down to brass tacks. Championship flag on the line. Sawyer Ramsdale and the Built Ford Tough Blue Thunder, who won out here last time out, ready to throw it down against Wyatt Anderson, the wise man. The new Max D over there on the outside lane hasn't had much luck with it this season. They're hoping they work the bugs out of it. We're going to see what he's got against the reigning defending champion and Blue Thunder. Here's the green light now. Last race of round 1. Blue Thunder's got a big time home shot. Max D's coming back on him now. What a ride for Anderson as he came back on Blue Thunder, going over the last set of cars. Blue Thunder made a killer pass on his own right over here on the inside lane, but Anderson was coming back on him. Let's go down and check out your MTA photo finish. Your winner in round 1, Wyatt Anderson, maximum destruction by inches. He'll put the champion on the trailer early. Max D will advance on in the round 2 competition here tonight on Revolution. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for sticking with us. Hopefully you're enjoying the show here tonight. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Friday nights are only going to get better. Round 2 action is coming up next, and we're going to crown an all-new champion when we return.
It's bigger. It's louder. It's better than ever. This still isn't your typical motorsports podcast. This is the 10th anniversary of Crush This, a monster truck podcast brought to you by J Concepts. For 10 years, your hosts, the Monster Truck Canucker Bradshaw and Dan 𝐶𝐶𝐭 have brought you into the minds and personalities of the monster truck industry. Strap in and hold on tight. This is Crush This!
Welcome back to Revolution on this Friday night, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all once again for joining us here as we get the field dwindled down to the final 8 here tonight. And here's how round 2 action is going to be shaken down. Metal Health is going to face off against Destroyer. Gravedigger set to take on 𝐾𝐨𝐬 in our first 2 matchups of round 2. Looking at the other side of the bracket, Black Stallion returns to take on 𝐸ammunition, and then Carolina Crusher will take on Max D, who just eliminated the champion earlier tonight in Blue Thunder. So we are going to crown an all-new Revolution champion here tonight, and right now, Debit Treat and Metal Health back in action to take on Joseph Nelson inside of Destroyer. Earlier tonight, Debit Treat and Metal Health rolled the truck over race 1 of round 1. The crew got him back together. He's ready now to take on the Destroyer Ford, based out of Michigan over there on the inside lane. A battle of the Ford Oval Brigade here tonight. The green light comes down to kick off round 2. Destroyer's got a lead on him, but Metal Health is coming back, and Destroyer kind of closed the gap once again, going over the last of the cars. A great race by both drivers as they let it all hang out here tonight to kick off round 2. We're going to go back down and check out our MTA photo finish. Who won the race here tonight inside of round 2? And it's going to be Debit Treat inside of Metal Health by inches, taking out Destroyer here tonight on Revolution. Moving right along inside of our round 2 bracket, it's the return of the King of Kings, Bradley Graham and 𝐾𝐨𝐬, to take on the Phenom, 16-time Thursday Night Thunder champion, Rich Wagner and the Gravedigger over here on the inside lane. Both drivers reside out of Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina. They're ready and locked and loaded here tonight on Revolution. One of them moving on into semifinal competition. Who's it going to be? Stage, the green light goes down. 𝐾𝐶𝐬 and the Gravedigger, and 𝐾𝐶𝐬's got a good lead on him. The Digger's trying to come up with it, and I don't think Wagner had enough in the end, as 𝐾𝐶𝐬 will take home a victory here tonight in round 2 and move on into our semifinal competition. And the Gravedigger dug his own grave here tonight and is on the trailer. Next up here tonight inside of round 2 out of Champaign, Illinois, Dan 𝐶𝐿𝐴 and 𝐸ammunition from the Crush This race team. The Dodge Hemi horsepower ready now to take on the Black Stallion 2000, the Ford over here out of Hagerstown, Maryland. Joey Andrews behind the wheel. He rolled the truck over earlier tonight, no damage done. He's ready now to do battle. Ford and Dodge here tonight inside of round 2. Green light drops down now. Black Stallion's got him off the line, but the Dodge cam not going away easy. It looks like 𝐶𝐶𝐬 may have came back on him over the last set of cars. A photo finish indeed between Black Stallion and 𝐸ammunition here tonight in our semifinal matchup. We're going to go back down and check out our MTA replay here tonight, and watch here off the start line. Joey Andrews and Black Stallion got the whole shot on the Dodge cam. Watch now as they go up and over the first jump. They clear through no man's land. Here comes 𝐶𝐶𝐬 over there in the far lane, and 𝐸ammunition is right at the line. Look how close it is. We'll put a line on the screen. Dan 𝐶𝐿𝐴 will put Black Stallion on the trailer. 𝐸ammunition moving on into our semifinal competition here tonight. Joey Andrews put up a good fight. Black Stallion will be back in future races to come, but right now he's on the trailer for the season, and now we get set and ready to close out round 2 competition. It's the Wise Man, Wyatt Anderson, the all-new Maximum Destruction, which debuted at the top of the season. He hasn't had much luck with it. He's now staged over here on the inside lane to take on the first ever Revolution champion, Pete Piscotlo, the Carolina Crusher Chevrolet. Here's the green light down the straightaway they go. Anderson's got a whole shot on him, but Crusher's coming back. And what a race it is. Both drivers letting it all hang out, but I do believe Wyatt Anderson and Maximum Destruction pulled out a big-time win, and the first time he made it to the semifinals all season long. We're going to go back and take another look at our MTA photo finish. Watch how close this was, and check out your inside lane. Look how out of shape Max D is, but Carolina Crusher was right there with him, and Anderson pulls out the win by inches. He'll put Carolina Crusher on the trailer early here tonight, right out of round 2. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will set up the final 4 here tonight on Revolution as we get the May season to close out. 𝐸ammunition, 𝐾𝐶𝐬𝐴, Maximum Destruction, and Metal Health are the 4 trucks remaining. One of them's going to be taking home the championship flag to go on into the June season. Who's it going to be? Find out next. Welcome back to Revolution on your Friday night. Thank you guys so much for joining us. It's glad to have you all here. We're now down to the final four in the racing bracket. Who's going to be taking the championship flag on into the June season? We're about to find out. Mental Health will go one-on-one with 𝐾𝐨𝐬 to get us started. Then we're going to see 𝐸𝐵munition taking on Maximum Destruction in the team rivalry. Crush This taking on Renegades Motorsports in the second half of our semifinal competition. Now up in the line right now, Devin Treat, Mental Health. He's made a big impression out here on Revolution. That brand new truck has been working a good wonder for him. Over on the other lane is Bradley Graham and 𝐾𝐨𝐬. He hasn't had much luck out here. He made it to the final round showdown just a couple of weeks ago. Lost out to Avenger. He's trying to get back in that final round showdown spot. Both trucks are staged. Here's the green light. Mental Health got him off the whole shutdown. 𝐾𝐨𝐬 trying to come back on him. Graham does a wheel stand through the shutdown area. What a ride for 𝐾𝐨𝐬 as he pulls the trigger over the last set of cars. Devin Treat and Mental Health had him off the whole shot, but 𝐾𝐨𝐬 made one hell of a comeback. Let's go back down and check out our MTA replay here, folks. Off the line they go. Mental Health does pull out the whole shot. Watch the outside lane now as they go up and over the first jump. They clear through no man's land. Bradley Graham on a Vendetta hits the second set of cars and rides a wheel stand on the back tires and sets it over on its side down into the shutdown area. What an incredible matchup that was. Mental Health will go on the trailer and 𝐾𝐨𝐬 is back into the finals. Who is he going to meet there, however, because the wise man returns. Wyatt Anderson, Maximum Destruction, racing for Renegades Motorsports race team, now takes on the arch rival Dan 𝐶𝐶 from the Crush This race team in the heavy horsepower 𝐸𝐵munition on the inside lane. Both trucks stage. Here's the green light now to see who's going to the finals. Max D's got a lead on a 𝐸𝐵munition coming back, but Max D will pull it out over the Dodge camp here tonight. And for the first time this season, Anderson will make his final round showdown appearance inside of Maximum Destruction. We're going to go back and check out your MTA photo finish. Look how close this race was, ladies and gentlemen. Right here, literally inches, Max D pulls out the victory over 𝐸𝐵munition here tonight. What an incredible matchup. But now we have gotten down to the final two, and it's going to be a battle of two teammates from the Renegades Motorsports race team. Maximum Destruction, 𝐾𝐨𝐬, Revolution Championship flag on the line, next.
Are you ready to get in on the action here on the Monster Truck Attitude YouTube channel? Look no further. Head over to Facebook where you can sign up for all the great events we host right here on the MTA YouTube channel. Be sure to sign up for the events and register your name and get locked in with a monster truck of your own and get ready for the great thrills and spills right here on the MTA YouTube channel. Again, find us on Facebook, register for these events, and you soon will be competing in all the great events. We hope to see you there. And get ready for the wild and crazy action. Be sure to subscribe and turn on all notifications so you don't miss a beat right here on the Monster Truck Attitude YouTube channel.
Welcome back to Revolution, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, thank you guys so much for joining us on your Friday night. The final round showdown is going to be taking place first side of the bracket, your left-hand side of your screen. 𝐾𝐨𝐬 eliminated Junkyard Dog, then the Gravedigger, and then Mental Health to get to the finals. Max D took out Blue Thunder, Carolina Crusher, and then 𝐸𝐵munition just now in semis to punch his ticket into the final round showdown. And again, it's a battle of two teammates here tonight in the finals. Wyatt Anderson, Maximum Destruction, ready to rock the house to take on Bradley Graham and 𝐾𝐨𝐬 over there on the outside lane. These two drivers have been duking it out all season long. This track has been working a wonder for all these drivers. A lot of great close racing all night long. Who's taking the flag on into the June season? Ladies and gentlemen, 𝐾𝐨𝐬, Max D. It's showtime now. Down the straightaway they go. 𝐾𝐨𝐬 has the lead. Anderson trying to come back on a Bradley Graham and trouble. Over he goes inside of the shutdown area, but he pulls out the win over Maximum Destruction here tonight. What an incredible final round showdown, ladies and gentlemen. 𝐾𝐨𝐬 going for a wild ride here tonight to end out the show. Let's go back and check out your replay. 𝐾𝐨𝐬 didn't pull any punches, jumped the gun on Anderson coming down the straightaway. Max D trying to come up with it right here through no man's land over the last sets of cars, and Bradley Graham and 𝐾𝐨𝐬 just going for a wild ride here tonight. And the racing just doesn't get any better than that. Again, a lot of close finishes out here on Revolution to end out the season, and a lot of great racing all together. Ladies and gentlemen, the MTA track crews and officials are down there now, rolling 𝐾𝐨𝐬 back over after that incredible performance here tonight inside of the final round showdown. Broke off the left front tire. That crew's going to be down there thrashing after the night's over. But what a wild night of racing here to close out the Revolution May season. Ladies and gentlemen, we sure hope you enjoyed it out here with us. And at this time, give it up to your winner here tonight on MTA Revolution, Bradley Graham and 𝐾𝐨𝐬. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for joining us here on Friday night for Revolution on the MTA YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much. We hope you had a great time out here. We couldn't do this without you, and I truly do mean that. Be sure, ladies and gentlemen, to head over to the MTA Facebook page for Revolution's registration here tonight at 8 o'clock p.m. Be sure, if you haven't already, crush that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys down the road.